Bonjour! Bonjour!
No. Time for bladder check.
Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle. It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch an episode of the Twilight Zone today. One episode only because I checked with my schedule and I told you, you know, when I began this project of reacting to episodes of the Twilight Zone that I would use that show, you know, to put right there on my schedule, that I was not gonna react to all of the episodes and not into the right order, and that really it's something that I want to do for a long time, like right there. And yes, I checked my schedule, and during the next weeks I'm gonna have a lot of shows to react to, with the new season of The Boys, with the new season of Stranger Things, with the first and only season of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I'm still reacting to Attack on Titan at the same time. So I'm gonna react to this episode of The Twilight Zone, and then we're gonna have really a gap, you know, before me reacting to a new episode of it. If I can continue this project, because even if I'm really excited about it, and also I really appreciate this episode, like you saw my enthusiasm for the 3 episodes that I watched, like they truly impressed me, the fact that these writers, they thought about all of that during that period of time, you know, and the fact that yes, it was impressive, one because of the sci-fi aspect, one because of the society subject that they thought of and which was really well used, one other because of how great it was done, you know, like to have that idea during that period of time, like it amazed me truly. So you can see that I truly appreciate these shows, these episodes that I watch, and this project that I have on my channel. But on Patreon I have no issues for sure, but on YouTube I have a lot of issues, and for now I don't know if at some point they're gonna be resolved or not at all. So that's why I'm still filming this video, and I don't even know, you know, if at some point you're really gonna see my videos about it or not. I'm fighting hard, but for now I can't declare, you know, the end of the war because I know that at some point I'm gonna win, or the end of the war because I know that I'm never gonna win. I really don't know. I'm reacting to only one episode today because of that schedule issue, and also because of YouTube, because I need time, like I think 1 entire month to see how it's gonna be with YouTube. Am I gonna win this war, or I'm gonna be defeated and for life? I need that time, so that's why. So today I'm gonna watch one episode of The Twilight Zone. I'm gonna watch the episode 8 of the season 1. If I would win that war, next time, you know, that you're gonna have episodes of The Twilight Zone, it's not gonna be for season 1, I'm gonna maybe pick some on season 5, I think. Season 5 or season 3. I can't remember what I decided, but you know, for our next session, it's gonna be episodes of another season. I told you that I was gonna pick stuff like that. So for now, episode 8 of the season 1, which was out in 1984, and it's named Time Enough at Last. I don't know what is it about. I think that I read the synopsis. I think that it was about a man who finally had the time to read books or something like that. That's the only thing that I remember of it. And yes, like for the 3 first episodes of The Twilight Zone that I watched, I'm just really impatient to discover it. The idea, you know, behind it, and am I gonna be impressed like I was 3 first times? We'll see. Remember that if you want, you have my Patreon, on which you can have these videos for sure, and they're not gonna be blocked at any point. You're gonna have them with extended or full reaction parts. For now, I only put extended reaction parts, and a little sooner also during the day. And like I said, for YouTube, I don't know if at some point I'm gonna win or I'm gonna lose this war. So for sure, on Patreon, you're gonna have these 4 episodes. It's the best way to support me if you want. Let's go! I'm just glad, you know, to watch an episode of this show. Oh! I checked, you know, in France it was out. I'm not sure that all of the episodes were out, but it was out, this show, at some point, and it was named La Quatrième Dimension, the Fourth Dimension, and not the Twilight Zone. I don't know why they made that translation. It's loud.
There is a fifth dimension.
And you are naming
Dimension
the
is
fifth
vast
dimension.
space
La
and is
quatrième
timeless
dimension, cinquième
as
dimension.
infinity.
No, I really think that in France it was the fourth dimension.
Shadow.
I'm gonna check that during the editing and I'm gonna put it right there.
Mrs. Kester, have you ever read David Copperfield? A wonderful book.
That you're reading while you're working at a bank.
And there should be 25. Oh, there was there's another very funny character here called Macabre, Mr. Macabre.
I love your accent, my cob.
A wonderful character here called Peggotty. That is
Peggotty.
nurse.
You're supervisor, maybe?
I wonder if I might see you in my office, Mr. Bemis.
Why, certainly, Miss Scarsville.
I never read it, I have to confess
Mr.
it.
Bemis, the charter member of the fraternity of dreamers.
Fraternity of Dreamers. Can I join?
But in just a moment, Mr. Bemis will enter a world without many presidents. He'll have a world all to himself, without anyone. What constitutes an efficient member of this organization? Biz, a bank teller who knows his job and performs. You, Mr. Bemis, do not function within the organization.
You want to fire him, like, just go for it.
You, Mr. Bemis, are a reader.
A reader?
A reader.
Yes.
Magazines, periodicals, newspapers.
He's saying it like it's an insult.
Going downstairs with the launch during your lunch hour. Henceforth, devote your time to your job and forget reading, or you'll find yourself outdoors on a park bench reading from morning till night.
Oh, that's perfectly clear, sir. It's
To
just
work or
that,
to read?
Just at what,
That
Bemis?
is the
Get
question.
quick and Get back to your cage.
It's just that my wife won't let me read at home. And then
Why?
after dinner,
Your wife is an amazingly bright woman. Bemis.
I don't understand. Reading is forbidden into this world. Henry?
yes, dear, I'm in. You want more coffee or don't you?
No, thank you.
I think we've been over this quite enough, Henry. I won't tolerate a husband of mine sacrificing the art of conversation.
Huh?
A husband of mine? Well, how many husbands have you got? You've only got me. I would appreciate that not being rubbed in. We're playing cards tonight. I want you to change your shirt. We're going over to the Phillips house.
And,
Anything to say?
With the art of conversation? Let that man read what he wants. What's happening to all of you? You have to hide books? Maybe he's too obsessive about it, you know, really he wants to read all of the day, all of the night.
Henry?
Mm-hmm.
My dear? What's this? This?
The actor is really great, you know. His accent, his tone of voice.
Do you mean read you out loud out of the book? Do you want to? Oh, I would love to.
What did you do?
Who did this, Helen? Who do you think did it, Henry? You should thank me, really. This isn't doggerel. There's some very beautiful things here.
Oh, she wrote. Oh, don't do that to a book! Are you insane? Yes, I'm someone who considers book as sacred. You can't write on them, and you can't. Oh, how dare you? And it's so sad, you know, so awful to do that to someone. Like, really, you're destroying what is making him so happy. You're gonna close yourself just to read in peace. explosion outside and you were safe, you know, because he was confined into that place. Did you dream it or did it really happen? Glasses. Oof. Okay, things were destroyed. We can't see anyone, you know, dead on the floor or stuff like that. Where is everyone? Dead or alive, you know?
I can only tell you that an adherence to duty, a constant remembrance to the bank, just the qualities I've mentioned already. Miss Jackson, that's my speech for the Thursday night banquet.
Okay, so we just saw someone's body. Oh, this actor is really great.
They crawled by on hands and knees for Mr. Henry Bemis. The mailbox of what was once his house and is now a rubble.
Helen!
Oh, Ellen.
Where are you?
Mr. Henry Bemis, on an 8-hour tour of a graveyard.
But how is he gonna live, you know, food, water? That way he's gonna have time to read? You know the synopsis that I read?
Everybody's dead except me. I'm alright.
Around you.
Right.
All of the rest of the world.
I'm not at all sure that I want to be alive.
What?
I'm not going to starve to death anyway. Lots of food.
Okay.
All the food I can eat. All the food. And more too.
And it can be all for you, like, you know, because he said he's not sure that he wants to live, because he didn't like his life.
The very worst part is reading alone, reading the same half of a newspaper over and over.
You need to find yourself a library. Oh, the picture is good, you know? The idea behind it and all that. It was not a dream. Huh? You didn't see it the day before that? Like, suddenly it appeared? Are you dreaming or?
Someone there? Please, someone! Is someone there?
The worst part, it's to be alone. I'm gonna get bored, you know.
And this is solitude. I've never had much solitude.
But you wanted to be all alone, you know, to read all alone, to not have to speak with people.
Help! 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 Someone, please! Someone!
Oh, you're not gonna kill yourself?
If it just weren't for the loneliness, if it were just something to do, I'm sure I'll be forgiven for this, the way things are. I know I'll be forgiven.
No? A library. You want something to do? The environment and all, you know? They created that so well.
Collected works of George Bernard Shaw. Books. All the books I'll need.
Nah.
All the books I'll ever want.
Make them safe, because right there outside, if it's raining...
April. This year, and the year after that, and the year after that.
You're beginning a book at the middle?
Best thing, the very best thing of all, is there's time now. Time. Ah, there's time enough at last.
Oh no! You can't read.
That's not fair.
Uh-huh.
That's not fair at all. There was all the time I needed. It's not fair.
The
What?
best laid plans of mice and men. And Henry Bemis. Henry Bemis, now just a part of the smack
just wanted time on his own, to have time to read, and he can never have that. That's the lesson, that's the message, that's the, the thing that we're gonna have, you know, from this episode. At work he had to choose between work or reading, you know, work or his hobby, what was making him happy. At his home, his wife didn't want him to read because she thought that it was a waste of time, because she wanted to spend time with him, and she even destroyed the book for that. And when finally, when the bomb is destroying everything and everyone around him, he has finally the time to read, and he's breaking his glasses. So in fact, he can never do that. He's really gonna be all by himself, all alone, without anything to do, and all like... It's making me so sad for him. And you know, at some point I thought that maybe the message behind this episode, I mean, before him finding the library, I found that interesting, the fact that, yes, during the first part of this episode, we saw him searching for a moment to be all alone, to have time to read, and the fact that he didn't appreciate to be with people, like, when he was serving that lady, you know, at his work, he was not really paying attention to her, he only wanted to talk about his book. When he was with his wife, he didn't want to go outside with their friends. He took a book, you know, because he thought of maybe at some point he could escape from that game, that card game, to maybe read on his own all alone. So he wanted to be on his own during the first part of this episode. So I thought that it was interesting that first day after that bomb and all of that, he was glad to be all alone, like that's it, everything disappeared, I'm sure of it, but I have enough food to survive, that's gonna be okay. But when he woke up just after that, really first thing it was, I want to get out, you know, the thing with the car, and after that I want to find some help, I need someone, like people, and the fact that he was ready to kill himself because he was all alone, and that was truly the worst part for him. And even more than that, like, it was so awful to be all alone that he couldn't imagine, you know, staying right there being all alone. I thought that it was interesting and that maybe it was a message behind this episode, this story. The fact that you wanted to be all alone during all of this time, but when you are finally all alone, you consider that it's bad in fact to be all alone, and that it's great to have people around you, people with who you can talk even about your passion, you know, even about these books, and that you need people, that you need help and all. But there is also that question of, I was gonna say of reading, but maybe in fact it's more, you know, your hobby. It's not just reading, you can replace reading by a lot of other stuff, like you could translate that story to a lot of other hobbies, in fact, in my opinion. And the fact that when you are focused and obsessed like that by one of your hobbies, and the fact that people around you don't want that and are pushing you to give up, and it's bad, it's awful to do that to someone. Like, it made me sad that his wife was like that with him, and when finally he was all alone and when he thought about killing himself, to know that he could read his hobby saved his life, you know, in a way. So it was great. But you know, the conclusion of this story, for him to not be able to read and to be really all alone, like he lost everything. For the two messages, you know, that I can see, that I can analyze into this story, the fact that you want to be alone but in fact not really, and the fact that you can be obsessed by a hobby and people who are not supporting you, it's really not fair, and in fact your hobby it can save your life. At the end, you know, the conclusion of these two messages inside of this story, the conclusion of this story, he's still alone and he can't have his hobby. Like, it's awful. For him, he's losing everything. What? He should have found, you know, a way to mix things before, you know, in his first life, to have his passion, but also to do his job correctly, because there is a part of that, you know, in that story, and to have time for his wife and his friends. You have to find a balance for that. It's that the message of it, of this episode? Or maybe I'm just going too far. This actor was really great. Like, his accent was cool, but also all of the faces, you know, that he was making and all, he was really great. To share emotions and feelings, it was really cool. The environments that they created also, they were cool. Again, you have to consider when this episode was out, so it's great, you know, that they did all of that. To use also the H-bomb, you know, the idea of a world in which it happened, that's also interesting. Poor Mr. Bemis. Like, the answer at the end is not good at all. You can tell me that for the 3 last episodes that I watched, you know, the one on Maple Street, it didn't end well. The one, you know, on Willoughby, it didn't end well. And the one with the 3 astronauts, it didn't end well. So maybe it's something, you know, like, it's never gonna end well, these episodes of the Twilight Zone. That's it. I have to know it for the next ones that I'm gonna watch, and I hope that I'm gonna be able to watch it. Really wish me luck with YouTube for it to work. Again, on Patreon, I'm sure that you're gonna have these 4 episodes that I watched and that I'm gonna post to you, but on YouTube, maybe they're never gonna see them, or maybe they're gonna see them but the videos are gonna get blocked, or maybe I'm gonna win. Wish me luck really for that. For now, I'm just fighting and fighting. Every day a new fight for these videos. And for now, I only edited and posted, and I'm only fighting for 3 episodes. So that way also I need to take a break with this project, but it was also as I planned it, you know, into my mind, to really right there react to some episodes of the Twilight Zone. But really, that way I need time also before the next time that I'm gonna watch and post 2 episodes of the Twilight Zone. I need time to see how this war with YouTube is gonna end. More than with YouTube, it's with CBS. If you didn't know it, I didn't know it, because making some researches, you know, before watching the Twilight Zone, I found so many different owners for this show that I couldn't know, you know, what to prepare, you know, with who I was gonna fight and if I was gonna fight. Now I can tell you it's with CBS. We'll see who is gonna win. We'll see. Okay, so it's all for you and for me for today for the Twilight Zone, because I'm gonna watch something else right now. So it's all for you and for me for this show. So it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Crazy.